Okay, fantastic. Welcome to part 46. Part 45 we have uploaded for Cloud Kernel and Cloud Ninja members. Please join and become a member. So you can subscribe to this channel. It will help you with cloud certifications. And if you want to become a member and gain access to paid content, you can join Cloud Kernel or Cloud Ninja membership. Cloud Ninja membership will give you access to all advanced content as well for advanced and professional certifications. And Cloud Kernel will give you access to all of the intermediate and basic certification contents. So now let's scan through this first question. There is a company, a finance company. They request appointments with financial advisors by sending text messages. A web application that runs EC2 instances accepts the appointment request. So that means basically they are using this application for what? They're using this for booking appointments. And under the hood, what is this application comprised of? It makes use of EC2 instances. It makes use of SQS queue. What is SQS? It is a message queuing service. It sends data from point A to point B in a asynchronous or synchronous manner. Plus, there is one more application, my friend, and what it does, it sends meeting invitations and meeting confirmation email messages to the customers. It says, boss, I've received your message, don't worry, we are working on it, and etc. After successful scheduling, this application stores meeting information in DynamoDB. So DynamoDB is ultimately your data has to be stored somewhere in the database, and that database is DynamoDB. It's a non-relational databases. It is not like Oracle SQL Server DB2. It is not like that. It is a non-relational database, no SQL database. Okay, that is fine. You have given the story, what it comprises, what application does, and etc. Boss, what is your problem? What is the problem? The problem says that the meeting invitations are taking longer to arrive. You have to solve this problem. That means there is somewhere latency problem. If you are a doctor, patient comes and says they have headache, you should try to understand why. Root cause, what is the root cause? Here the root cause is there is something problem with the latency. Can we solve that through using DAX cluster? What is DAX? If you want to put, if you want to put caching service on top of DynamoDB, on top of DynamoDB, that means you have, so you have this database, you want to put a cache here on top of it. Normally in other databases like Redshift or Aurora and so on, we use Elasticache. But here, DynamoDB, AWS told boss, don't use Elasticache. I'm giving a cache service which is built for DynamoDB because Elasticache works very well with relational databases. For non-relational databases, I have to build something especially for these guys. So that is called DAX. DAX is a cache. Will the cache help solve this problem? No. See, DynamoDB is towards the fag end. You have EC2 instances and data comes, you have SQS and so on, and finally it goes to database. So database is a fag end. Okay, what is the problem? The meeting invitations are taking longer to arrive. The invitation itself are not getting created. The creation happens from here to here. That is not happening. Read is not a problem. Write to a database is a problem. So DAX will help you with read. Cache helps you with read, not with write. Now B says add a API gateway API in front of web application. You have a web application here, you add a API gateway. See, if you are making use of a lot of APIs, then you use API gateway. If you're not making use of APIs, the question says, does not say that they are making use of APIs. Why will we use API gateway in this case? See, you buy a pen stand and a book stand if you are reading books, okay? But if you are a laborer, you have nothing to do with the books, or if you are too passionate about gym and whole day you spend your time in the gym, what will you do with the book stand? So you should not buy. See, similarly your API gateway, I'm not using API, so why will I take API gateway? Now CloudFront distribution, like we always say, do you have a need something like Netflix for content delivery? If yes, Netflix, Amazon Prime and so on, use this. Okay, but our question is not saying so. Like we know, this is for content delivery. CloudFront is used for content delivery like Amazon Prime, Netflix and etc, etc. Otherwise it is of no use in this case because we are not doing content delivery, and hence it will not help you with fast tracking your, you know, sending meeting invitations. The only option we are left with option D. Option D, here the first thing you have to do is you are using auto scaling group. Auto scaling group of what? Auto scaling group works for EC2 instances. You have more load, you have to send more invite, you need more compute. If you need more compute, use auto scaling group, auto scale, add more EC2 instances. Once you have done that, you configure the scale to based on the depth of the sequence. So now the thing is, when you're trying to configure, now EC2 says, boss, you want me to configure but for auto scaling how much? 2 instance, 5 instance, 10 instance, when, what, how, why? Then you say, okay boss, if SQS has more messages in the queue, you spawn more. If SQS does not have much messages, you don't spawn. So that is what this piece is saying. Okay, understood the concept understanding is very important. Part 45 we have put in the Cloud Kernel and Cloud Ninja members area. Please access it. Those are our paid content. We'll post many more such paid content as well. So please take the membership. It will help you with your certifications. Let's move and understand this question. There is a online retail company like what? Like Flipkart, like Amazon. What they are doing? They are having 50 million active customers and they receive 25,000 orders every day. So pretty lucrative. And the company collects purchase data for customers and stores it in S3. Okay, so they have a S3 bucket. They just keep the purchase information there. Additional customer data is stored in RDS. So they also store some customer database they have, and in RDS they store it. What is RDS? So RDS is a relational database service, and you can store databases like SQL Server, MySQL, MariaDB. So the company says, boss, I have so much of data. Let me make it available to my teams, and you give me a solution to provide this ability to manage fine-grained permissions for data and minimize operational overhead. So I'm giving access to so many people. I want to manage the data, very minutely fine-grained access. How is this possible? So option A says that, hey guys, let's migrate the purchase data directly to RDS. That means don't put it in S3. The question is saying for they also have something in S3. This is S3 and this is RDS. So they are saying that let's put directly to RDS and use RDS control. RDS will give you better controls. No, that is a myth. S3 will also give you similar controls. That is a myth that RDS will give you more controls. See, when you have such data coming, like lot of data, etc., etc., think about data lake formation, data lake. That is the thumb rule. You always think about data lake. Don't put it everything into RDS. Don't put everything into a Redshift cluster. Redshift is only for data warehouse. It is very expensive solution. If you use in such cases everything you are putting into Redshift, you it will be very expensive. Okay, so these two are out now. Now B says, guys, let's use lambda function periodically copy the data. See, lambda function auto kills itself after 15 minutes. So while the copy is going from RDS to S3 and the copy does not finish, it will automatically kill. So not a good solution. After that, they are saying, boss, let us use a ETL tool like glue crawler. So this is a feature, the ETL feature. It will crawlers will classify data to determine the format of the data, group the data into tables, partitions, and so on. But that solution will not work. Yeah. See, they are trying to use Athena to provide fine-grained access. It will not work. The best solution, best solution in this case would be option C. This one. Why we are saying this? Because for such scenarios, you should use data lake, which is lake formation, and here you can get more fine-grained controls also. How? So here they are saying, boss, we will use a JDBC connection to RDS. That is fine. We will register S3 bucket in lake formation because lake formation is a data lake. You will have to tell it, boss, your data lake data is in S3, is in RDS, and then you use access controls of lake formation to limit access. So that is the best way to handle these problem statements. So you have this next question. What is the question saying? The question is saying that there is a website on premises. So this is on premises, and you have a website here, and it is, what is the website doing? It is having static documents. Like static means nothing changes much, and it runs on a single server. That means hardly anybody uses it, and administrator updates the content infrequently. Sometimes they update, sometimes do not update, and they use SFTP client to upload new documents. Okay, so that means it is not used very frequently. That is what it seems. Now they say, okay, boss, I want to move this to AWS. Okay, I want to host this website. I want to make use of CloudFront distribution, and I also want this to be cost effective because you see, I was not spending much in the on-premises days, so why will I spend so much on AWS? I want it to be cost effective, but I still want resiliency in my architecture. And so which solution will meet these requirements? So this guy is saying, I have decided to go to bed with CloudFront. We know that. Okay, so we should choose options which are cloud front centric. Only one option is cloud front centric here, which is option C. They are making use of OAI, not OMG. It is OAI. So this would be our answer. Why not light sail? If you are short of money and you want to build websites, use light sail. In this case, they already are telling, boss, I like CloudFront. So do not tell them, hey guys, even if you like CloudFront, you know what, let me suggest light sail. Okay, don't be that guy. Then option B says, let's use auto scaling group for EC2 instances. Did anybody tell you that EC2 instance is being used? Nobody told me, so I will strike this out. This is out of context for me. D says, let's use S3 bucket public. Okay, let's create a public S3 bucket. Okay, so it is your website, your documents, but you want to make it public. Fantastic. And configure AWS transfer SFTP and configure S3 bucket for web hosting. See, web hosting is fine. Static web content hosting, we do it on S3. That is not a problem. The problem is, first, customer already told, I like CloudFront. You're telling, boss, you leave CloudFront. Let's use this solution. Second audacity that you are showing is, you're telling, boss, now I will make your documents also public because I will put everything in public S3 bucket. How bad, how wrong it is. This will not work. The option C would work. What we'll do, we will create a private S3 bucket. Say, so client says, oh, my documents will be private, accessed only by me. Fantastic. I like it. Client will tell you, I like it. Then you say, okay, now I will use OAI. I will use S3 bucket policy to allow access to OAI and upload the web. Fantastic. OAI works very well. It is a feature of CloudFront. So client says, I'm perfectly okay because I already told I want to use CloudFront and you are giving me a feature which aligns with CloudFront. I'm happy. You have my money to do this work. And by the time we are discussing it, we are towards the end of this part. If you have not yet subscribed, do so and onboard the cloud journey. Become a cloud kernel, cloud ninja member. Part 45 I have uploaded there. But any paid contents will be uploaded there. So gain access. It's dirt cheap. You become a cloud kernel or cloud ninja member. Ninja membership will give you access to a lot of professional, high tech, high specialty content, and cloud kernel member will give you access to intermediate and basic cloud certifications. So go for it. This brings us to the end of part 46. I hope you understood how did we weed out the wrong options to arrive at the right answer. See you in the next part.